Okay, fellows, it's our final session for today. Before we go on, I think, some excursions. And I know also that many of you have had many hours of listening to big sessions, kind of getting a little bit tired and all. So I must also give praise, to Sanjeev, Philip, Deborah, and Hichong, for designing in such a way that even the last session, which was kind of heavy going, right? It's a very serious topic, ended on the note of the purpose of life and on happiness itself. So I think this is meant to be. And to make this really, really effective, I'll much appreciate if, all of you could move forward. And, for those who prefer to sit on the floor, right, the carpet itself, if you prefer to sit cross-legged or something, please come forward and take the floor. Do we have any takers? It can be comfortable. Whoa! Woo-hoo! All right, thank you. There you go. Thank you. First mover. Right? Any more? Okay, if not, then we could close the door behind. Right? Do you want to come forward? Come sit over here and so on. You can do it. Come. Get easy and get relaxed and so on. Yeah. So I have with me, today my fellow meditator, Elisabetta Jiang, who is, I think, probably as young as many of you, right? Much younger than I am, but has already done 2 vipassanas. In case you're wondering what vipassanas are, do you know what vipassanas are? Yeah? So it's actually 10 days, 10 straight days of silence retreat where you're not supposed to have not just speech, but also no eye contact with anyone. Even if you see someone coming forward and you have this eye contact, then that's a no-no as well. No internet, no TV, no reading. No food. There is food.
But no dinner.
Yeah, which is not easy, and she's probably, I think, the first person I've met who has done 2 vipassana before the age of 30. Oh, no. Yeah. So I invited her along, to sort of, help us get through the exercise and also the experience itself. So what we're going to do is this, let's spend, the first 15 minutes or so, Let's spend the first 15 minutes or so to sort of debunk some myths, and get to know a little bit more about what meditation or mindfulness practice is about. So maybe, Ellie, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I think just to get us started, I think it's a very important question is the why mindfulness, right? And I really like to pose this question to Miss Low because I don't know how much you know about her, but she has a whole life journey. And a lot of people that I know who know her describe her as extraordinary. That's the first word that someone has introduced to me before I even met Miss Low. And just to give a bit of background, so Miss Low is not so conventional. So when she was very young, she actually was a hitchhiker. And she hitched for more than 2 years. And at that point in time, she was the second, almost breaking the record, so the second longest single hitch then. Traveled to more than 100 countries. But at the professional side, she also got to the peak of financial career in wealth management, then got eyed by the parliament, so then got into the parliament as an elected member of the parliament in Singapore for about 15 years, where she also built the first eco-town, not only in Singapore, but also in the tropics. And then, went on to do also many global movements, created the Global Social Innovators Forum, where also Sydney has worked at. A whole lot of things. She also was the senior...
And the question is?
No, wait. But she was also the senior personal advisor to Professor Klaus Schwab, who is the founder of World Economic Forum. So many things, seen so much, done a lot of technology, developments as well. After seeing so much and done so much, you've come to mindfulness. And she's also publicly shared that she's going to devote her time and her life to mindfulness and mindful leadership. So that's such a big transition and such an important decision. Why is that?
Well, I wasn't really expecting this, but, I'll speak, from the heart, right? I think the world is in a state of flux today. And if we look at, what's happening and all the conversations that we hear, right, from the ambassadors, from the general, and from, even just talking to fellows, we know that we're not in a pretty world, pretty state, and the trajectory is extremely uncertain. And I've spent a lot of time building social enterprise, transforming people one at a time, organizations at a time, And I realized sometime in the early 2010s that, in fact, it's too little too late. And the only way that, we can sort of avert, the trend to our own disaster is if we uplift consciousness in everyone so that when the tide comes in, all boats are lifted. And what do I mean? If you look at what's happening across the world itself, right, the tide of consciousness has already started from, in fact, the Silicon Valleys, with Google starting search inside yourself, to now, even Ray Dalio, the fund manager, top hedge fund manager, are all going to mindfulness practice. And the reason is because we realize that a lot of these conflicts and insane stuff that's happening outside in the world itself is a result of our own imbalances inside. When inside ourselves, we cannot reconcile with things, when we keep running on a hamster wheel, we have no time to pause, no time to keep still, no time to think. The only thing we do is keep doing. So we allow default to take place, and we try to suppress or push or kick the can down the road, whether it is our emotions, our unhappiness, or our lack of understanding of things, So long as we keep busy, so long as we keep on our mobile phone, so long as, we have a job, we're supposed to be doing well. At the same time, a lot of all these gets festered within ourselves. When this festering happens, our heart, our mind is like the pond of water that is constantly being rippled. And because it's rippling all the time, you're not able to see things clearly. It's not a mirror. So we see it through the ripples, which is actually our framework of judgment, right? Our unsettled emotions, right? Those are the ripples. And as a result of that, we rush into decisions from distorted views, and we keep making unwise decisions. And we become more and more judgmental. And therefore, when we are irked, things happen. When that gets extrapolated, it results in depression in society, which is one of the highest rising urban diseases in the world. It also results in things like unhappiness in the workplace. One of the biggest things is toxicity in the workplace, right? It results in very bad, policies and politics, and of course then wars and so on. So my sense really is that, yes, there are all the diplomats and all the efforts out there that's trying to resolve many of these things. But I think if we could just start with ourselves, doing inner engineering, then at the very least, we can start with being a better self. And that's what I want to try to do myself, to be a better self so that when we go out there, we are aware. So the process of mindfulness and meditation to me is quite a simple one, which is first we need to be aware of ourselves, how we're feeling inside, why we're thinking in a certain way, aware of what others are feeling. That's where your empathy is, right? Acknowledge it, right, on a non-judgmental basis, which is very difficult, right? And then accept it as it is. Then you can move on to say, okay, then what do I want to do about it? That's the action part. That's the state of doing. But the state of doing is not the ultimate. The ultimate is in the state of being. Therefore, meditation is really not about just sitting there and that's meditation. That is one way. That is actually a state of practice, a state of doing to get you into the rhythm, right? The state of being is wherever you go, whatever you do, you're always in that state. And usually, if you're one in that state, that means your inner self and your outer self is one, then you're also operating at your functional best because you'll be in the state of flow, right? Your gamma waves, your theta waves, I don't want to go too much into that, but when you have those focus, it actually, vibrates right up there and enhances your ability to do things, to process information, to become much more creative. It's a long course, so like I said, I don't want to, go into too much details, but suffice to say, so for me, that's the reason why, having studied a lot about how the brain works and then how society works, and also seen some form of measurement, scientific, papers around it, I'm very convinced that, we have to try many ways, and this is one way. And if I could ask you, how many of you go to the gym or do exercises? Almost all of you, right? Why do you do that? Because you want to keep fit, right? Physically keep fit. So how do you keep your mind fit? How do you keep your heart fit? You also need to practice, right? So what is the practice? Playing crossword puzzles? Maybe, right? Sleep? Maybe, right? But what else? And I will challenge you, if you could do a month, 2 months of mindfulness, right, on a daily basis, 100% you will see the difference and feel the difference. But we will try something, lighter today, since not all of you are practitioners. How many of you are practitioners? How many of you have meditated before? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And yourself, maybe Ellie, you can tell us a little bit about Vipassana.
So as you already have explained how it works. So it's 10 days silent meditation with nothing. But every day will build upon each of the day, so it gets deeper and deeper. And the core philosophy is on the equanimity, on building the inner sense of balance, because one of the philosophies is that, we all don't want suffering, right? Humanity doesn't want suffering, and we want pursuit of happiness. But what is the root cause of suffering? The philosophy is that it's caused by aversion, so I don't like this and I don't want this thing to happen to me, or I really want it, it's my craving, and I don't want more and more of my success, of the money, of fame, power, whatnot. So the practice of mindfulness in Vipassana is to kind of balance this out. And whether you're, as you do the meditation, you observe yourself, when you have very good sensations, don't start craving for it. And we start to have these very uncomfortable emotions, thoughts, or even physical sensations, try to not hate it and be averse to it. Because if you do an experiment and you try to hate that sensation, you'll feel that you suffer much more. So you can play with it inside, and then through that, you then build that equanimity, and you see that things change as well.
Yeah, so it's to learn also how to disengage and not be attached to a certain emotion or a thought of pain. You know, little children are very smart, right? Those mothers and fathers you would have seen, right? That when they walk along and they fall, what do? Do they? That's right, exactly. That's a mother talking. They don't cry right away. They will look around. Is a mother around? Is somebody around who, who is gonna sort of, take care of them and something? Then they decide whether they cry or not, right? But after some time, it becomes automatic, right? So when they're very young, they behave like that. But after some time, it becomes automatic for them that when they fall, they will cry. Why? That's conditioning. That's actually conditioning. And who conditioned them? Right? So if you think about it, what do you condition yourself to? So when you feel a certain pain itself, is it because it's really that painful? Or is it from young, you're conditioned that, oh, if you see a cut, it must be painful. If you see some blood, oh, that's atrocious. What is it? There are instances. I don't want to share too much of this because it sounds really bizarre. But I will just say that, I myself experienced spondylosis and slip disc, right? But I have actually used meditation methods to reduce that and probably eliminate that because I haven't had that for the last 7 years. When my doctor told me I have to be on the operating theater, I decided no steroids, nothing. I'm just going to meditate it out. And, of course, some physical exercises and right postures. And it's gone, right? So I'm not saying that that should be what you should do, but I'm saying that the body has a fantastic ability to heal itself. But we need to learn how to open up these abilities. And so today, and through meditation, you could also do that. I don't promise that miracles will happen, but it might just happen to some of you. So shall we start?
Sure. Okay. All right.
Okay, so what we will do, is that we will all sit up straight, right? I don't need you to be like, in a stiff position or anything like that. No. All that I request, right? That's right. If you need to space it out a little bit, right? And what I need you to do is to make sure that you keep your spine straight, right? Your spine, keep it straight. And then your neck, keep it straight. So that you feel as if there is a string pulling you up from above, okay? Because we are, in the meditative, in the mindfulness practice, this is your antenna to connect, with the universe itself, yeah? You want to add on? Yeah? Yeah. And then what we're going to do is that we will have a meditation session guided for about 10 minutes of meditation where all that I want you to do, right, is to focus on your breathing. Okay? I'll guide you through step by step. And then after 10 minutes, we will do what we call a collective consciousness manifestation for peace on earth. So we will do the loving kindness meditation for 5 minutes. Okay, and then after that, I would like you to actually write down your feelings and your thoughts when you're experiencing the meditation itself. Okay? Follow the instructions and enjoy. Okay? Eyes, should it be open or closed? Well, it can be semi-closed or totally closed. If you fall asleep and you're aware that you're asleep, that is also in a meditative state because it's all about awareness. Okay, so no worries about that. Any other clarifying questions before we start? All good? Yeah.
So just one thing to add is that just debunking or demystifying what meditation is. A lot of people say, not meditating and not good at it because I have so many thoughts. So that's a myth, because meditation and mindfulness is not just about emptying. It's not really about that, but it's about awareness. So even if you have so many thoughts coming to your mind, just be aware of it, right? So when one thought arrives, okay, I see that. And then slowly bring your attention back to the guidance or to the breath. And every time you do this, bringing it back and acknowledging it, it's like one flex of a muscle. So you can be proud of yourself that you're doing the focusing and you're doing the mindfulness correctly.
You're exercising, doing brain gyms. So, okay, sit straight up. Relax. Relax your scalp. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyeballs. Relax your nostrils, your cheeks. Relax your jaw, followed by the tongue. Just let it hang loose. Relax your ears. Relax your throat. Your shoulders. Your arms. Relax your fingers. Relax your chest and feel the joy in your chest. Relax your diaphragm. Your stomach. Breathe. Relax your waist, your thighs, your feet, and relax your toes. Relax your whole body. Hang loose. And breathe. Remember to relax your scalp. If there are thoughts coming through your head, let them come, but don't hold on to them. Watch it like a detached movie. Let the pictures in your head come. Let your pictures in your head go. Breathe. Allow your thoughts to come and go, but breathe. Breathe naturally. Keep your feet on the ground, firmly planted. As if you've grown roots to the ground. Relax your body. If you move around, if your body sways, so be it. It's okay. You're in a safe space. Feel yourself reaching out and reaching up. Is there any bright light that comes through? Is the universe reaching out to you? Are you reaching out to the universe? We are all magnetic waves, magnetic fields. Let's achieve calmness so we could harmonize ourselves with the energies around us of our fellows. And form a a powerful magnetic wave that can become a collective consciousness for peace on earth. And now we will move into meditating for peace on earth with loving kindness. Think good thoughts. First, learn to love yourself. We've been such busy bees, and many of us who serve others, we sometimes forget to serve ourselves and to love ourselves. Give yourself a very tight heart and love yourself. Ask the child in yourself, to start loving yourself and making time for yourself. Be kind to yourself. For when we learn how to be kind to ourselves and love ourselves, and is fully reconciled within, can we then learn to be kind to others, to love others, and to make peace from within. Think of the people whom you love but have never given time to or have never told them so. And when we're able to do that, can we then spread this love, this kindness, this care beyond our immediate community to the rest of the world? So I'd like you all to take deep breaths. And when you take an inhale, you say to yourself, I love myself. Okay? So let's inhale. I love myself. Exhale. I love you. One more time. Inhale. I love myself. Exhale. I love you all. Inhale. I'm kind to myself. Exhale. I'm kind to the world. Inhale, long inhalation. I love the world. Exhale. I love myself too. Repeat that so that we have a collective manifestation for peace on earth. And we'll do that for 1 minute before we break. And now we will take 6 deep breaths, each with a manifestation. Okay, ready? Inhale, I love myself. Exhale, I love the world. Inhale, I'll be kind to myself. Exhale, I'll be kind to the world. Inhale, I wish for peace on earth. Exhale, I wish for peace from within. Inhale, I love myself. Exhale, I love the world. Inhale, be kind to myself. Exhale, be kind to the world. And to all the people who are suffering in this world, whether in Ukraine, whether in the Gaza Strip, or even in our own homes where we come from. There are many people who are suffering. We need to send them positive energy and love. So let's take one last inhalation and exhalation to send them this positive energy. In your own words, inhale, exhale. Thank you very much. Slowly open your eyes, but first rub your hands together. You can demonstrate. Rub your hands together. Warm your face with it. Okay. Rub again. Warm your cheeks with it. Rub one more time. And warm your eyes with it. Thank you very much. And at this point, remain where you are. What I love you to do is to now do a few minutes of journaling. So if you want to use your mobile phone or you want to use paper, don't move. We will bring you the paper if you like to use paper, right? And I'd like you to collect your thoughts and your feelings during the meditation itself. Because very often it comes and it goes and you don't capture it. So take this opportunity to capture it. What is it that you feel? And also, was there a scene that kept repeating in your head as the thoughts come and go? You see, what is very interesting about meditation is that it's not about emptying your head or your brain. Don't think. That's not the point. The point is, when you allow it to come and go, the things that really, really matters to you will keep repeating itself in your head. That scene will keep repeating. So if you meditate frequently enough, you will know what really matters to you. So it's like every day we fill ourselves with a crystal jar of sand, pebbles, and rocks. And very often, we do the small things, insignificant stuff first, which is all the sand, because they fill us up. Then we want to start putting in the pebbles. It gets kind of crowded. And then you have no more space for the rocks, which is what that matters. And we never know what really matters to us. So what we should do, or what we could do during meditation, is to see what keeps repeating, and you know that is what really tugs at your heartstring. Put them down, you see it clearly, tackle the rocks first. That is one way. All right? So I'm going to give you a few minutes to sort of just journal, write down your feelings during the meditation itself, and also whether there's a particular scene that keeps repeating itself. Right? If you can write anything, but it's got to be true. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to do that. And also your emotions, if there's any. In my original plan, I had wanted you all to do pair sharing. Because I understood that in the last 3 days or so for this class, there wasn't really time for deep sharing. So I had wanted you to have the opportunity to do that. But because we started a bit late, and I think they need to clear the room, right? So, I suggest that if you can, or let me ask, do we have 5 minutes?
Yes, ma'am, 5 minutes. Because
okay.
my thoughts, I was just relaxed and considered put the bus ride to the music.
Right.
Yes,
5 minutes is good. Okay, then let's do this pairing, sharing itself. So, just grab a partner and you could share one-on-one. I'm not going to ask you to do group sharing if it's too sensitive, but, just grab a partner and we'll have, 2 minutes each. Okay? Starting now. It's okay. Please share about what your feelings or thoughts are during the session. You will have time to share about other things later. Okay, fellows, looks like the sharing has gone, beyond the session already, which is fine. That's the basis of building a friendship and all. But I hope that, you understand that this is only a teaser kind of session. It's not meant, to all of a sudden allow your gamma wave to, rise, right? But it allows you, a taste of what meditation and mindfulness could feel like. For some of you who could have felt that this was such a long session, it's actually really short. You did only about 12 and a half minutes of meditation, including living kindness, because I had to shorten it because of the timing itself, But then I think for some, it felt like a really long time. Right? There you go.
I had my eyes open the whole time.
Right, there you go. But then for some people, I know that you're seasoned meditators because I could see it, I can feel it. I know that, you're getting into a zone, which is fantastic. For the rest, you had good rest. Right? So what I was going to say is that, I hope that you will persist, in the practice itself. And what I would be doing together with Asia Society itself, is to actually try to do a few master classes of sorts on mindful leadership and how do you apply it in the workplace and, of course, at home.